of algebra, because we did algebra all the way. I don't even remember when we did algebra. So let's see if you guys still remember how to do this stuff. And of course, I didn't put the easy stuff, right? I put the more, you know, I would never underestimate you guys' intelligence like that. Okay, so let's see. That's too easy. Let's start here. Okay, so we have an expression here, and they say consider this expression. Then we have two separate instructions. Now, there's a reason I like using this example, because our learners don't know the difference between expand and factorize. You guys seem to get those mixed up, and then you lose unnecessary marks. Okay, so we're going to look at what the teacher is asking for if they say to us, expand the expression, and what the difference is as when they say, factorize this expression. So let's start with expand and simplify. Okay, so when you see the word expand, I want your brains to immediately go to stuff like foiling, okay, distribution, domain expansion. I have no idea what that is, Alice. Alice coming through with the fancy stuff. Oh my goodness. Let's see what domain expansion is. Domain expansion. No idea what that is. Okay. Oh. Oh. I thought you were being serious. Guys, it's fine. Okay. And then simplification will be stuff like adding like terms. It's okay. It's a good joke, Alice. I'm just very slow today. Add like terms. Okay. Whereas when they say factorize, what do you think the stuff that we should think about are when they say factorize, guys? Give me words that come to mind when you see the word factorize. Yes, common factor. Come off. Yeah, guys. Did you guys see that? That was traumatic. Common factor. A trinomial. Yes, difference of two squares. It's all right, Marlene, welcome. Grouping. Yes, yes, yes. So you guys know the difference. Now, do not suddenly change your mind when you're doing the question. This is what I mean. Let's start off with question 1, which is to expand and simplify. So we're going to expand and simplify this. How are we going to expand and simplify this? I have two brackets here. What do those exponents mean? What do they mean? What do those exponents mean? It means you're multiplying the bracket out with itself twice. Yes, you are multiplying the bracket out with itself twice. So it's 2a plus 3b times another 2a plus 3b. I see Jason has sort of learned the shortcut way but made one mistake. And then 4a minus b. No, don't be sorry. There's only one mistake. Can you see it? Just look quickly. Yes, only one. So that's good. You're one step closer to doing this much quicker. Okay. All right. So then you're gonna have to FOIL the two sides. Do we see that? So let's go. 2a times 2a. 2a times 2a. Anybody? There we go. 4a squared. And then we have 2a times 3b. Do A times 3B. Nope. There we go. Plus 6AB. And the ones in the middle are the same. 6AB. And finally, 3B times 3B will give you... Now comes Alice's answer, 9B squared. Okay. Minus 4A times 4A. 16A squared. 4A times negative B. 4A times negative B, that will be negative 4B. And we have two of them. No, 4AB, excuse me, not 4B, 4AB. And the outer and inner are the same thing. And your last is negative B times negative B. Yes, positive B squared. Lovely. Great. Why did I leave this minus on the outside? What is that minus going to do with my second bracket? Not necessarily. It's going to just change the signs. Okay, of every term in this bracket. Now, if you forget and you don't put these brackets in, you're only going to change the sign of the 16A squared. Do you guys see that? But that's not what you're supposed to do. This bracket is there because everybody inside the brackets is going to change signs. Bloop. That was terrible, but you guys get the point. So the first part I'm just going to leave as is 4A squared. What's 6AB plus 6AB? 12AB. I don't know what my pen is doing. There we go. Plus 12AB plus 9B squared. And now the minus goes in and changes everybody's sign. So instead of 16A squared, it'll be minus 16A squared. And then instead of negative 4ABs, it will be plus 4AB, another plus 4AB, and your B squared will be A minus B squared. See, that's the point of that minus there. Now, if you don't put brackets, you are going to mess it up because you're only going to change the sign of the 16, and these guys would have had the wrong symbols. And then finally, let's add the like terms, guys. I have A squared there and another one there. I have an AB over there and over there and over there. This is supposed to be 4AB, not AB. And then I have a B squared over there and over there. So let's get adding. What is 4A squared minus 16A squared? Negative 12A squared. Integers 12AB plus 4AB plus 4AB. It is. Now it is plus 20AB. No, it's not. Yes, it is 20AB. Okay, and lastly, 9B squared minus B squared plus 8B squared. That was your expand and simplify. Now, I know my learners, and after you do this, you get tempted because you can see that there's a common factor here and you start factorizing. If you do that, you're going to lose marks. You are doing the opposite of what was required, okay? So this is your final answer. Do not start factorizing again, okay? Let's do the factorizing way of this, which is question 2. Now they said factorize the expression fully. So we had 2A plus 3B squared minus 4A minus B squared. Great. Now let's look here. Out of all the ways that we listed, about how you can factorize. Which of the ones will apply here? Excuse me. Which one will apply in this case? Yes, Alice. A lot of people don't see it, but a lot of people do. But you're one of the special ones who do. Do we see that this is a square? This whole bracket is also a square. And it's a difference of them. Okay. So now I'm going to use square brackets so you guys can distinguish between what's going on here. What will the base of the first be? I'm going to have two very long brackets. What is my square root of the first term over here? What am I filling in here? Remember, if it was x squared minus 9, then you'd have x plus 3, x minus 3. Of course, I'm going to write plus 9 and x minus 3. Yes, Alice. The base over here is just the square root of this, which would be 2a plus 3b. Plus, and what would the base of the second one be? No, you're falling into the trap. Remember, this whole thing is base number 1. Now, the second part has to do with this one. Come, guys, look carefully. We did the square root of x squared, which was x. Yes, Alice, it's this whole bracket. And le'achilwe. So it is 4a minus b. Don't be tempted to square root inside because that square was on the outside. It's like doing this. 4a, think about it like this. If you did this and you put a square root, those two would just cancel each other out, wouldn't they? Would it affect the numbers inside the bracket? No, it wouldn't, because they would just cancel out on the outside. Makes sense, guys? Okay, let's continue from there. Okay, so then my second bracket will be, again, 2a plus 3b. But this time, what's different about the second bracket? The second square bracket? Yes, it's a minus. But I'm going to reiterate. This plus and this minus have nothing to do with the bases. Do you see the bases are exactly the same? 2a plus 3b, 2a plus 3b. 4a minus b, 4a minus b. Now, I'm only mentioning this because it is so easy to make a mistake here, right? Like, it is so easy to go and now change this one to a positive suddenly, or change this one to a negative. But you have to remember those bases do not change. You don't have an x there and suddenly you have a negative x over there. No. The square root of x squared is the same on both sides, lovelies. Okay. So don't fall into that trap, please. But now we can simplify, right? Firstly, I want to get rid of the brackets inside the square brackets. So it's going to be 2a plus 3b. Will the second bracket be affected in any way if I have a positive on the outside? Will the second bracket be? No, it's just the same, right? So it's plus 4a minus b. And the second one, I have 2a plus 3b. And the sum, we have a minus, which is going to do what? That minus is going to change the signs. So it won't be 4a, it will be minus 4a. And it won't be negative b, it will be a positive b. All right. And now we have like terms on the inside, 2a and 4a, as well as 3b and b. Now, we're not going to end up with the exact same bracket. Do not make assumptions because look what happens now. What's 2a plus 4a? I had a ding. Does anybody have a question? No. Okay, it's gone. He's gone. Okay, that is 6a. And what is 3b minus b? Plus 2b. Great. 2a minus 4a. Negative 2a. And 3b plus b plus 4b. Lovely. Are we done? Alice says no. What do we still need to do here, Alice? And Marlene? Why do you guys say we're not done with this question? Oh, Marlene fell right into my trap. Are you allowed to go and foil again? No, because then you are expanding. You're doing the opposite of the question. See, this is how we lose marks, guys. Look, the first one asked you to expand. And I said, when I say expand, then you think about stuff like FOIL and distribution. But when I say factorize, you do not expand. Because you know what's going to happen, guys? You're going to get a question, for instance, like this one. And I say factorize. And then you get x plus 3x minus 3. But then you're tempted to go back and FOIL it. And guess what the answer is going to be? It's going to be your question. And then you lose marks. Do you see what I mean? So we must learn the difference between when they say expand and when they say factorize. Now, we are not going to FOIL or distribute, but we are not done with this question, guys. Why do I say that? Look at where we stopped. Look at those two brackets. Okay, they said factorize fully. Is that fully factorized? Look at those brackets. Jason says no. What can still be done there? Haha, Leachile, beautiful. And Alice and Jason, I think Jason saw it as well. We have common factors within the brackets. Both of them. Do you see that? Okay, what's my common factor in my first bracket? You can't divide by 2, Alice. Why is that? Do you remember why? Why can't we divide by 2, guys? Because this is a what? An expression. Where's the other 2 gonna go? Do you get what I mean, Alice? Remember, in an equation, if I say 4 is equal to 7x, if I'm going to divide this side by 7, I'm going to have to go the other side to balance it. But if I just have 8x and I divide by 8, is that the same as the initial question? No, you have now changed the question. So we're not allowed to divide by 2, but we can take it out. And if I take out 2 in my first bracket, what's left for my first term? It's not 2a. There we go. 3a plus b. Okay. Does the second bracket also have a common factor? Yes, and it's also 2. Now, what's going to happen with the 2 that I take out over here? What's going to happen when it gets there, guys? What's going to happen with the 2 that I'm going to take out from this bracket when it gets to the front? Because it has to be in the front as well, right? We don't add 2, we times. Okay. If you have common brackets from 2 separate or common factors, excuse me, from two separate brackets, but they are one term. You do not add, you multiply. See, guys, this is the nitty-gritties that's going to get you 100% or higher marks. Okay, you guys know the basics very well, but you multiply. Yes, if you added 2, it would have been 4, but I want you to be careful with that, because what if it was a 3 that you're taking out? What if it was a 3 that you're taking out? You see? So you need to know that it's a multiply, not an add. And then what's left in the second bracket after you take it out? A negative a plus 2b. That means your final answer is 4 times 3a plus b times negative a plus 2b. And then you stop because you have factorized. Okay, Jason, that's because these are challenging questions. Okay, or do you mean in general? If it's in general, then that means you need to focus on the details, the smaller details. Okay, guys, can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down? This is the difference between when I say expand or when I say factorize. Don't lose silly marks, guys. I hope this is very beneficial for you guys. I know my top achievers always make that mistake. Expanding when they're supposed to simplify and simplifying when they're supposed to expand. Not simplify, excuse me, factorize. Okay, I see Jason says thumbs middle. Jason, I have a feeling it's not just you. So I'm actually going to go back to this guy. Okay, I'm actually going to go back to this guy. I'm going to do this. We're going to go right to the bottom to do one more thing that will help us distinguish between the two. Okay, expand and simplify. Other side says factorize. Okay, let's start with expand and simplify. What comes to mind with this specific question? How are we going to expand it? Look at the question. What can we do there to expand? We cannot FOIL because we don't have two brackets next to each other. There we go, Marlene. We have to distribute. We have to distribute, okay? So I'm going to rewrite it here nicely so we can distribute. Minus 4 and the x minus 3. So that means I'm going to distribute my x squared over here and my negative 4 over there. So then, what's x squared times x? X squared times x. That would be a x cubed minus 3x squared. And then negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And negative 4 times negative 3. That would give us a plus 12. Is there anything further I can do with this question? No. So you're done. If there was something further, it would have been adding like terms, but we don't have like terms over here. Okay. Now let's see what the difference is with that and factorizing. What comes to mind with factorizing this question? It's technically already grouped, but I get what you mean. What happens after you group though? Yes, it's not a common factor, it's a common what? Your answers are both technically correct. It's not a common factor though, it's a common what? Bracket. We have the same bracket. Do we see that? Same bracket. So I'm going to take this bracket out, x minus 3. Now tell me what is left over. What will go in the second bracket? Let's go with my first term. My first term is over here. After I take this out, thank you, Jason and Leachilwe. What's left is x squared minus 4. Have we factorized fully? No, what can we still do in this case? That has to do with factorization. Nice, Jason, difference of two squares. So the first one, you can just leave it as is. And then I have my difference of two squares. My base will be x and x. What are my symbols inside the brackets? Plus and a minus. And my second one is, my second number, rather, in the brackets will be a 2 and a 2. Now we have factorized. And you stop. Do we see the difference, lovelies? Can I have a thumbs up, thumbs down? I hope this one made you feel a little bit better. Okay, so expand means times everything out. But factorize means you stick to methods of factorizing. If what you are about to do has nothing to do with factorizing, it's wrong. Wonderful, Jason. And this is one thing that always trips up my distinction students. Oh my goodness, they do the opposite of what I ask. And what happens, let's say you write this whole stuff down, right? But then you go on and you start expanding. What do you think is going to happen to your marks? Interesting. So it depends on your teacher, obviously, right? But with me, they will definitely go down the drain because then you don't understand the question. You actually have no idea what you're doing. It's like guessing, right? It's like, say, what is this color? And you write on the exam paper, red or blue. How am I supposed to mark that? I just mark it wrong because it comes across as if you actually have no idea what's going on. Okay, lovelies. I think we've learned very valuable lessons today. Okay, let's see where we can go here. Let's do this guy. Okay. Let's do this guy. I wanted to do some shapes, guys, because we just did shapes. Yeah. Let's do A and B. Because we just did shapes. So I want to tie in the algebra with the shapes and the lengths and whatever width and all of that stuff. Okay, let's look first. X minus 2, x and x plus 2 are three natural numbers. If the product of these numbers is equal to 4 times their sum, what is the numbers? This is actually a light version of one that I asked in an exam once, right? I didn't tell you what the numbers are. I just said there are three numbers, they're next to each other, good luck. And then you would have to know that if the first one is x, the next one will be x plus 1, and the next one will be x plus 2. But these people are very nice because they actually told you what to make the numbers. Okay. So let's hear. What does product mean? What operation are we working with when we speak about the product here? Multiplication. That's true. So if the product of the three numbers, so if I say x times x minus 2 times x plus 2, that's their product. You guys agree, ne? I'm actually going to label this product. Is 4 times their sum. So let's just do the sum first. Ne? So I'm going to say x plus x minus 2 plus x plus 2. This is the sum. And everybody is with me. Ne? Let's first simplify the sum. There's a reason I want us to simplify the sum first. Can we add the like terms there by the sum? Let's add the like terms by the sum. And that gives us x plus x plus x. That is how much? 3x. And negative 2 plus 2. What happened? There we go. It's 0. So the sum is actually 0. I mean 3x. Okay. So they're telling us that this product, so x times x minus 2 times x plus 2 is equal to 4 times the sum, which is 3x. Everybody understand what just happened there? Can I get a thumbs up, thumbs down? Thumbs up, thumbs down. We found the product. We found the sum. And then we made an equation. Okay. So the product, which is then multiplied, is equal to 4 times the sum, which is 3x. Great. Now they say determine the numbers. What does determine the numbers mean in simple English, guys? What are they saying? Solve for x. Do you guys see that? They're just saying solve for x. And then you substitute and you find the numbers. So let's start over here. We have a bit of a problem over here. We're going to have to expand this guy. Do you guys see that? So I'm going to start ahead by foiling. First, outer, inner, and last. So I'm going to leave this x on the outside. What is my first? X times x. X times x. X squared. Plus 2 times x. So x squared plus 2x. What's my inner term? Minus 2x. And the last is negative 4. So it's actually opposite of difference of two squares. All right. So then I'm going to multiply this in. Firstly, let's address this. What is 2x minus 2x going to be? It's gone. Okay. So then you're multiplying your x only by x squared and by negative 4. So I have x cubed minus 4x is equal to 4 times 3x, which is 4 times 3x is 12x. Now we have a problem because everybody's on different sides. I want everybody to be on the same side. Okay. So x cubed minus 4x minus 12x is 0. What's negative 4x minus 12x? Minus 16x is equal to 0. Oh, now where do we go? Let's see if anybody can see where we're supposed to go with this. You can? Nope. You can't cube root. This is one of the questions where you're doing both expansion and factorization. The only way you're going to solve this is to do what? Is to take out an x. Do you see that? Because then you'll have an x. Yes. And what's left will be x squared minus a 16 equals a 0. All right. And then that means either x is equal to 0 or the bracket x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. Then you solve this guy on its own. So x squared is equal to 16. Therefore, x is equal to, let's see if you fall into the trap. How do you know it's 4 and not negative 4, Leachile? How do you know it's 4 and not negative 4? Leachile is actually correct. Ha! There we go. You do know. What did they say? 3 natural numbers. Is negative 4 a natural number? So you can say it's equal to plus or minus 4, but x is a natural number. Therefore, it can only be 4. Negative 4 is not a natural number. A natural number starts from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you see? So it cannot be the solution, and it cannot be the negative. So the only right one is a 4. Makes sense? So your first number is a 4. And then x minus 2. So what's your second number? And the other one is x plus 2. Lovelies, are you still awake? You're very quiet. X minus 2, your other number will be 2, and your other one will be 6. Okay, that was the trick here, guys. Okay, before we do number B, I think we should have a brain break. I didn't put a ship here. I was supposed to because I actually planned a brain break. I actually did plan a brain break. So, just pretend there's a ship. How's that? Let's just pretend there is a ship. Use your imagination. Okay. I would say I'd draw one for you guys, but we all know how that's gonna go. We all know how that's gonna go. But let's see. So we're going on a cruise. A cruise. And I am taking. Okay, now I must think. Now I must think. I know what my trend is, but like, okay, I'm going on a cruise and I'm taking kale. Let's hear what everybody else is taking and whether or not they're going on the cruise. Do you guys know what kale is? I hope so. Alice is bringing table and Alice is staying. Marlene is bringing cabbage and Marlene is staying. Jason is bringing lettuce and Jason is staying. Marlene is bringing asparagus and Marlene is still staying. Jason is bringing ketchup, staying. Nelson Pale is staying. Marlene Evo is staying. Alice is bringing a rock, and Alice is staying. Yo, what a difficult one. I want to see. It's not 4 letters. It is not 4 letters. Let's see if anyone gets this. I'm about to give you something else that I'm bringing. Maybe after that you will. Let me think. Okay, I'm going on a cruise and I'm also bringing a kite. Let's see if anyone can get it after this. I'm bringing a kite. Anybody with me? Alice is taking a lake. You're staying. Starts with K. That's not the trend. Marlene, you're staying. Oh, this one I really got you guys, eh? It's not TE, it's not LE. I'm gonna give you a clue. It's something about the first letter of the word. A knee, nope. In this case is a K, but it doesn't have to be a K. Cake, no. Ariel, no. Okay, let me give you a clue. Jason can go on the cruise if Jason brings a jacket. Is anybody getting it yet? Alice just wants to bring the rock. It is not random, I promise you. It is not random. Alice, tell me the most basic fruit you can think of. What's the most basic fruit you can think of, Alice? An apple. And you are coming with me, Alice. But only Alice can come if she brings an apple. Only Alice. Does anybody see the trend yet? Come on, guys. Minnie says carrot staying. Marlene got the trend. Marlene is coming with me. Because Marlene is bringing a mango. Marlene. Jason, wrong. Pineapple, wrong. Marlene, tell us the trend. I think you've seen it. I think Marlene has found the trend. You don't know, you're just guessing. What? Guys, listen. Cat, which is me, is bringing a kite. Alice is bringing an apple. Marlene is bringing a mango. Leachilo is bringing lemon, and Leachilo is coming. See, guys? Ah, you guys get it. It is the first letter of your names, guys. Wow. Wow, guys. I feel like your brains didn't take a break. We just like died the whole time. But it's fine. How did rock sneak in? There was no rock. What do you mean? There was no rock. Where is it? No, there was no rock there. Alice is trying to trick me, guys. I'm feeling crazy. Yeah. No, I'm saying Alice is hell bent on making the rock come with us. I thought you were just suggesting that we bring the rock. Guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, guys, the rock is staying. Nobody here has a name that starts with R. No, guys, no. Let's do B quickly. The length of a rectangle exceeds its width by 2 centimeters. If the diagonal is 10 centimeters, determine the width. Now I'm going to draw this, which is what you guys should do in a test to see what on earth is going on here. Okay, so do we know the actual values of the length and the width? Do we know the actual values? No. So if we don't know the values, what do we do? You assign it a variable. You give it a variable, right? So let us call the width x. And why do I want to call the width x? Because what will my length be if the width is x? Read the information again. What will the length be if the width is x? Then the width is the length, excuse me. Come, guys. Nope. Exceeds it by 2. So that means what? Yes, Alice. Exceeds, guys, plus 2. There we go. Okay. So that's x plus 2, and this is x. Then they tell you that diagonal, which is so random, is 10 centimeters. How on earth are we going to use that? Anybody have an idea? My hint is that this is a rectangle. Yes, it's Pythag, because this will then be a right angle triangle. So let me do this. A, B, C, D. So then AD squared plus DC squared equals AC squared. I almost wrote an arrow instead of equals because I've been doing so much physics. I almost did this for reaction. Woo! And then AD, we're known as x squared, plus DC is x plus 2 squared. And this is equal to AC, which is 10 squared. And of course, you're going to need your reason, which is Pythag. Okay, so x squared plus, let's see if we can do this without drawing two brackets. What will my first term be? It will be an x times x, which is x squared plus, what's the second term going to be? For what? We need to draw out two brackets. You guys don't know the shortcut yet. Let me not confuse you now. Let me not confuse you. You can do it on the side here. X plus 2, x plus 2. There. So it's x squared plus 2x plus another 2x plus my final term, which is a 4. And this equals 10 squared, which is how much? 100. Great. Let's add all our like terms this side. X squared plus x squared is 2x squared. What's 2x plus 2x? That is equal to 4x plus 4 minus 100 is equal to 0. Okay. What's 4 minus 100? 96. Negative 96. Now we can divide by 2. Why is that? Because we know what's on the other side and we can divide everywhere by 2. Do you guys see how this works, guys? So then we have a x squared plus 2x. What's negative 96 divided by 2? That is negative 48 equals 0. Now we have to factorize. Do you guys see that this is a trinomial? So let me do my two brackets equals 0. X and x. Oh no, what is the symbol in the first bracket? I just did this with the other class and it went south. First bracket, what is my symbol? It's a plus, guys. The first one in your question is the first one in your bracket. Okay, now, does that plus mean we're going to keep or change the second one? Keep. So what's the symbol in my second bracket? It's a minus. Lovely, guys. Now, what factors of 48 are going to give us a positive 2? Give me factors of 48. 1 times 48. 2 times 24. 3 times 6, 12, 18, 16. 4 times 12. 5, no, 6 times 8. Yes, there we go. Whew. Okay, and Alice is correct. 6 and 8 are the only ones that are going to give us a positive 2. Which one is positive? Which one is negative between 6 and 8? Which one's positive? Let me start there. Which one is positive? Alice, you wrote plus minus 6 there, so I'm not sure. Okay, yes, positive 8 minus 6. Because this is a positive 2. So that means x plus 8 is equal to 0, or x minus 6 is equal to 0. What are my two solutions? For this one, it'll give us x is equal to -8 or x is equal to 6. Which one is the correct one? 6. And why is that? X can't be negative, it's a length. So you say, but x has to be greater than 0, therefore x is equal to 6. Nice, guys. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down on this one, please.